why this came on my heart at 6 in the morning when a girl is just trying to sleep. But we'll just do it. Okay, so random as all hell, but this is about the time I saw a homie dissociate. I was about, what, 18, 19 years old. We was all just chilling in the park. It was me, the homie, and then like 2 other homies. They were having a rough day, and then like just out of nowhere, they kind of just collapsed and fell into themselves. And even though I had never seen many cases of dissociation, I already knew innately that that was what it was. And so I'll never forget how, like, I'm trying to explain to my other 2 friends that, you know, they going through something, while also like just try to be there for the friend that's going through something. And in the midst of all this, we in the park, we in Union Square, for anyone who's in New York and knows the vibe. So that population, that area, you already know, some folks be on the stuff. And I'll never forget how the cops, they pulled up like, your man's good? And I'm like, no, we got it under control, officer. We got it. It's fine. The police was so ready to throw my friend away, and I had to sit there and use my mental illness credentials to literally be like, no, officer, I've seen this before. I too have suffered. Listen, I've been to the mental hospital. I understand. Trust me, he's not on that stuff. I promise you, I can assure you, he just had a hard day. He found some traumatic news. Like I'm sitting here in the middle of the park at like now going on 1, 2 a.m. trying to like get my friend to come out of their sunken place because the cops are ready to throw him away for something he ain't even do. Meanwhile, now, okay, they're willing to kind of listen to me, but they still see him tweaking. So emotionally, mentally tweaking. They still see him going through something, so they're like, okay, so should we call 911? We're about to call 911. I'm like, no, officer, that is the worst thing you could do, because imagine like passing out somewhere and then you wake up in the hospital and now they trying to take your ass to psych because you just had a moment. Like, the best way I could connote it for neurotypicals, i.e. people that don't have diagnosed, or you know, they don't have a mental illness of some sort diagnosed. The best way I could explain it is like, you know, when you're really mad and you just start seeing red and like, it's like a lot of stuff doesn't make sense. It's only your anger and stuff. That's what happens with folks that may be a little bit more mentally sensitive to different traumatic responses, except instead of just seeing red, it'll literally like consume our entire bodies. So, and everyone's different. So like, that was one instance. I literally didn't make it home till like 6 a.m. that night. Like, my friends and me were able to kind of sober my friend up and get him out of that state by around 2 a.m. Like, literally, we were talking to him, trying to explain the situation. And even though he's in this catatonic sunken place, like, his eyes were slightly rolled back and mine are closed. He wasn't really talking. He could still hear. So we were trying to explain to him, like, yo, the cops trying to take you away, bro. They don't know you like we do, bro. Like, come on, you gotta fight this, get up. And even in his catatonic state, we were still able to kind of like get him up and move him, which like satiated the cops enough to leave us alone. But like, that was crazy. And again, I had never went through that experience outright, but intuitively I knew, because I personally, I don't have dissociative disorder. I got other shit, but you know, I don't have dissociative disorder, but I've had moments of dissociation, which for me looks more like I'm kind of staring off into some place and just talking to myself. Like, again, you get mad and you're just like, watch what's going on. Like, it's like that for me. Like, it's more the neurotypical lens, except for me, it can go deeper and even add into like tremors and stuff. It's wild shit. But like, it's very interesting because, you know, seeing that, all I wanted was to help my friend, while also just being like grateful, I guess, for my diagnoses, because again, no one in that situation could understand except me. Even though I didn't necessarily go through that, I was the only person in that moment that could really understand and help. All right, that little story, because I want this to be brief and apparently it's not going to be. So under 10 minutes, we're going to aim for that. It was not, in fact, under 10 minutes. Long story short, I'm at a business event. and we're all packed in the elevator like sardines, pre-COVID, and I'm here, my friend is here, and literally I'm just turning around, and accidentally my elbow knocks her in the cheek, and I'm like, no, friend, I'm sorry. And they're like, no, it's fine, friend. Like, they start breaking down, and I'm like, shit. And next thing you know, they're in a dissociative state. Like, they completely black out against the wall. We're at a business event. So now it's like them, I believe they use they, them pronouns now. Them, me, and like staff, our supervisors, like trying to like do damage control. Cause similar situation, we're in a building and they're like, your friend good? I mean, we care, but also we trying to close up. So like, ambulance, police, what they need, because we trying to go. And we're like, just calm down. We're trying to handle it. And this time I'm extra trying to handle it because I literally am the one that did it. I'm sorry. I'm the one that did it. So, but having that prior experience, I was still able, I wasn't scared or anything. I was more just, you know, focused. But the biggest thing was when my first friend situation had a dissociation, he literally was blank. Like, he was not talking or anything. He was like this. Like, just like tight, tense, clenched up. He wouldn't move. And it was like he turned into a rock. It was literally like, you know when Aang went underwater into that like whirly pool swirl thing, and like he just kind of, you know, that was my first friend. This friend, her body was also their body, excuse me. I believe they use her. I'm gonna use interchangeable because I believe it was her back then as well. But you know, to be safe, their body was still kind of tense. But the crazy, and this was the fascinating part. I have like, I don't know if it's a bad habit, but like, there, I have this thing of like, I can both care and be amazed at the same time. It's like when I saw my grandma get taken away in a body bag. It's like, I'm fucking depressed. Wow, the body hardens up really quickly. Like, that's just me, all right? So this friend in particular, they were, you know, they were in their sunken space. Their eyes were closed. They couldn't talk. They were just here, out. I'm trying to explain to someone like, yeah, they're dissociating. I've seen this before. I know this, looking like a low-key expert. Like, I already know this. They start signing while they were like, they were communicating through sign language. Now, mind you, none of us knew sign language. So I had to suggest to someone, yo, go on Google right now. They're signing. I can tell they're signing. I don't know ASL, but I know. I watched Switch.birth. I know. Like, yo, go Google. So we're like deciphering in the middle of a fucking community center when they're trying to close up and call the feds on us. We're deciphering what this person is saying through sign language in their catatonic state. And they're actually expressing where they're at. Oh my God, this is actually makes me like a little tear up. They were expressing where they were at. They were, I guess they were experiencing an assault of some sort. So they were in that situation. And they're expressing like, you know, get me out of XYZ place, get me away from so-and-so person. And we're like, okay, oh, okay, now we know what's happening. This unfortunately triggered you back to a moment of trauma and assault. Okay, now we're talking to them. And the reason why I believe this has a lot of credence is because when you're in a coma, they say in comatose states you can still hear. So this is probably why this is an example of that holding credence. We're trying to talk to them like, no baby, no, you're not there anymore. You're here, you're blah 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 blah. And every time they seem like they're about to come out of it, you know, like, wait, I'm here? No, I'm not here. I'm not here, you know? No gang signs, sorry. But you know, like signs again, like just signing again. And we're like, no, you're here, you're here. Long story short, we were able to get them out. They were able to wake up. They remembered nothing, bro. Like, I literally gave them a piece of paper and a pen. Someone gave them a piece of paper and a pen. And even with their eyes closed, they started writing jagged and crazy, like where they were, what the address was to save them. crazy shit. And I say crazy with love because that shit was fascinating as fuck. But see, I'm not going to get a degree in psychology or nothing because trust, when I was in the mental... Actually... So, yeah, I don't know why that was on my heart, but point blank being, be nice to people. You really don't know, like, literally, your most friend could, like, you could literally bump into your friend one day and they can go into rampage mode or blackout mode or just any mode and you won't even know. Like, glad that I had the empathy and prior experience to sit with that and, you know, help direct people, like, how to help them. Wish I could do that for myself. Anywho, it's just a reminder that what you've gone through can really save somebody. To the mental health system, Office of Mental Health, New York City, you're great. If either of my friends at that time would have went to the hospital, they would have been locked up without a key and no one would have given up. And that's personal. That I can say from experience. Okay, because I've definitely had professionals say to my face, one, we don't know why you're here, but we keeping you anyway. Or, oh, what was another good one? Oh, well, you shouldn't have tried to dig yourself if you didn't want to be here. You know, there's a lot of victim blaming, gaslighting in a place that's supposed to be supportive. When we're trying to tell the colleague that, like, you know, we have to go because they're trying to call folks, immediately that sent them deeper into their sunken place. So I had to tell people, I was like, no, we can't even bring up none of that 911 emergency talk. Take that over there. Take that over there. I'm not saying, and you know, this is not to say if you feel like you need some type of medical assistance, don't ignore that. Please get it. Do what you need for yourself. But I will say if you ever, and I mean, I guess if you're in a place where you cannot yourself mentally, physically, emotionally handle someone going through a dissociative state, I don't judge you. But like, all I can say is honestly, from my experiences, all it takes is empathy. That's it. It takes empathy and a shit ton of patience, because you will be, like, if you started somewhere at 6 p.m., you're probably not going to leave, you're probably not going to get home till like 1 a.m. And that's just the real tea. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, especially you live in New York and we got the transit system. You're probably going to be there a while, but literally all someone who's going through a tough time, as any person, mentally ill or not, they just need love, compassion, empathy, patience. And if you ain't got that, please find someone that do. And understand, it's really not going to be found in a mental hospital. Or any hospital. The system won't like us. Period. Okay, I'm trying to go to sleep now. Bye.